Hi guys, welcome back to Run, Stretch, Succeed, and today we're going to do a little life and running update. But first of all, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you like running videos, especially ultra running videos, come and join me on my ultra running journey and hit that subscribe button. Also, we're about 30 subscribers off the 1,000 subscriber point, and I do want to do a challenge for that. So if you've got an idea of a challenge I can do for that, put it in the comments and I might pick yours. So I just wanted to give you a running update because basically what I said in my last one, none of it's gone to plan because my life has been chaotic basically since just before Christmas Day and completely through all of January, and that's why I didn't go and do Law 75, just because everything what happened. I just didn't want to be running through the night on my own and be in my own headspace, because everything what's happened probably wouldn't be a good headspace, and everything needed to settle down before I could even start running properly, like long distance. It has cooled down. It's not the outcome I would like at all, but at least it's all over with, so I can start to like grieve and cope with the situation. To show you that it's okay that training doesn't go to plan, we have to take some space for ourselves. Trying to be this big herd ultra runner person who does like challenges isn't good sometimes for your mental health, because sometimes you need to process stuff before you do stuff. So what races have I got coming up so far? So I've got Anglesey Campbell, what's tomorrow. Got Manchester to Liverpool, so that's really good. I managed to get space for that. I want to do Chester 100, but I've not got the money for it yet. So it's whether I can buy a place before the transfer date is over, and Chester 100. And then we've got a lot more races later on in the year. But to be honest, I'm really glad I've got a place for Manchester to Liverpool, because it was my first ultra. It's always going to be my favourite ultra. Every year I think, oh my god, I'm not going to do Manchester to Liverpool, I'm going to do something different. And every year I get mega bad morpho. I end up doing it. Every year I get really bad morpho and then I end up getting a place. We'll probably be doing it for the rest of our lives. But to be fair, ever been with, like, they're just so organised, so professional, and I just love all the volunteers and everyone who manages the events. So a massive shout out to everyone who runs that. So what has my training been like at the moment? To be honest, I've not been doing an awful lot of running. So through January, I've done about 100 miles, what isn't too bad. What is a good amount of mileage. It's not like I've not been doing any, but the weather has been absolutely awful, unpredictable, and obviously I've just not been in the right headspace, and that's fine. But what I did do is try to do more strength training. What actually I managed to do, and you know what, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm kind of glad I took the time off running so that I can get this fitness routine, get it more in my schedule. Kind of glad I took the time off so I can put my strength training routine into my running routine. Because if you're struggling to get strength work, speed work, hill work and running in your ultra training, it's not easy, and it's something that comes over time. Like, I know you want to start your strength training and running and stretching and everything else at the start of the year, but it's not really doable. You will burn out. So if you can do some running, then add some strength training when your body feels like it and it feels natural, that is better, and that's going to be more doable and more achievable. That's what I've actually been doing over the last month. I really wanted to do a 100-mile training week this week, and it's going to work out at about a 60-70-mile training week, and that's because obviously I'm still processing everything what's happened. But if I need that time off, I'm going to take that time off And to be honest, we are only the start of the year, and it's not like I'm starting from a baseline of no fitness. So hopefully I will be fine for all the running events I'm going to do this year. So what is my training going to be like over the next couple of months? I think my training over the next couple of months is all going to go off how I'm feeling, my mental health, and that's okay. And that's more important, because I feel like if you've not got strong mental health and a strong brain, ultra running kind of goes out the window anyway, because you get really upset when you're doing the races, especially at the night sections. And if you're down anyway, you're not going to do well in these running events, especially the longer ones. Ultra running is more of a mental game than a physical game. You can carry on a lot even with an injury. I'm not saying you should, but with an injury, as long as your head's still in the game. So I'm going to plan to do what makes me feel good and put that to the forefront and make that part of my training. So I'm going to try to keep the mileage high as possible, but if I don't feel like running that day, I'm not going to run. And this is because I don't want running to be a negative thing in my brain. If I feel like I'm going out on a run and it's not good, I want to keep running as positive as possible in my mind, so that every time I go for a run, it should feel good, or it should be an enjoyable pastime. When I train and I take it serious, it's not always fun, but it's never negative. Sometimes I just can't be bothered and I'd rather do something else. But that's not negative, that is just because I've been doing so many hours of running that week. It just gets a bit boring and repetitive. So I want to keep the running as positive, as fun. I want the weather to be good, so that when I take the mileage up and up and up, I'm going to really enjoy it. It's going to be something for me. I actually don't think there's a point in running if it's not for me and my mental health. If I don't feel like doing miles that day, that does not mean I'm not going to train. I'm going to do strength training. Say my mileage is not going to be high, that does not mean that I'm not going to be doing other training. I'm going to swap the mileage with strength training. I do really feel like being consistent with my strength training has really helped with muscle imbalance, and people have told me I'm a lot faster. So I'm really interested, being so consistent this year, how much this is going to affect me when I'm actually doing the running events. Even that I'm not doing high mileage, will I still be as good or even better? I've been told I'm faster because my muscles won't fatigue as fast. But I guess that's something we will only be able to see in the future. And I have actually took a bit of a step back from flexibility training, and do you know why? Because I've started doing it once a week, very intensely, contortion training, and I feel like it's been more beneficial, but the day after my body is drained. Like, it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And all my students are so shocked that I've took a step back and only train once a week. I feel like I put a lot of mental effort in my posture, in my stretches, and I'm physically there. I can't drift off, because stretching doesn't work like that, because there's so much mind-body connection to get muscles what are never bent in their life to do like some sort of bend. So I know this is not the most exciting update I've ever done, but I just wanted to show you that sometimes life gets in the way, training doesn't go well, and you shouldn't feel bad because the training isn't going, as it generally is so hard to be consistent for years on end. We're not robots, we are people, and that's what this video kind of is about. And it's more for the people who've followed me for quite a few years, and I really appreciate people who've messaged me, followed me, and are just joining me out on my journey. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Also, if you're not subscribed, come and subscribe to my running journey and come and join me. And thank you everyone who's followed my journey so far, and I will see you next time.